stone, the solid ground, firm through the fiercest drought and storm. What heights of love, what depths of peace, when fears are still, when striving cease. My comforter, my all in all, here in the love of Christ I stand. In Christ alone, who took on flesh, fullness of God in helpless babe, this gift of love and righteousness, scorned by the ones he came to save. Till on that cross, as Jesus died, the wrath of God was satisfied. For every sin on him was laid. Here in the death of Christ I live, I live, yeah. There in the ground, his body lay, light of the world by darkness slain. Then bursting forth in glorious day, up from the grave he rose again. As he stands in victory, since curse has lost its grip on me. For I am his and he is mine, bought with the precious blood of Christ. No guilt in life, no fear in death. This is the power of Christ in me. From life's first cry to final breath, Jesus commands my destiny.
I got rid of all of that stuff this weekend, and God spoke to me and said that He will never leave me nor forsake me, and that I can always depend on Him as long as I trust in Him and surrender myself to Him. So that's what I'm going to do.
God had a plan. God has a perfect plan
Yes, He does.
for each and every one of us. When we arrived at the encounter, this encounter, people ask me, what is the encounter? And, you know, I'm kind of vague, and they're like, what's so secretive? You know, what's it about? Why do you have to be so secretive about it? Because I can't really explain it, because everybody's encounter is different. It is all about a personal encounter with God. When we got to this one, as soon as I got out on the bus, or the van, and walked in, the presence of the Lord was there, and I immediately began weeping. Those ladies had showed up the day before, and they had anointed everything with oil. They had prayed over everything. They prayed over every chair there. They've cried. They didn't have to do anything, because God had done it all. All they had to do was put themselves aside and say, Lord, use me. And that's what they did. They're just normal people like us. They have jobs. They have kids. They just do normal things like us, but they lay it all aside and let God use them. They pour God's love into us all weekend long. I got this heart. I selected this heart from a group of hearts. And it said, I just reached for it. I didn't look at it. I didn't pick. One just caught my eye, and by faith I grabbed it. And it says, I am a finished product in progress. And if some of you know me, I'm not really a deep person. And I said, Oh, Lord, you're going to have to tell me what this means. Oh. And we watched the movie of the Passion, just pieces where he was hung on the cross. And before Jesus, took his last breath, he spoke to me and he said, "You were finished before I ever knew you." And in my walk, it's going to be a progression. But there's always going to be completion. Because I made that sacrifice.
I'm Church of God from birth. I mean, I graduated from Lee College. I must be perfect, whatever. I've been in church work since I was, in high school, and all of my life has been involved in church. But I allowed just stuff and junk to just zap my joy to the point where I didn't even feel like I could even minister to anybody anymore. I didn't feel like I had anything to say. I couldn't talk to someone and encourage them because I was so discouraged myself. And I knew I had to get rid of that. And all weekend the Lord dealt with me. And it was like a self-examination, and he brought things to me. And as wonderful as the weekend was, and as delivered as I was on that Monday morning, he just pulled everything out of me that Monday morning. And that was my encounter. And I will never forget that as long as I live, what he did for me that day. And I have not been the same.